I'm not doing anything today, and I'm just kind of checking on things. It's later in the afternoon. Sun's starting to go down outside. It was a beautiful day here in Alabama. We're expecting to get pretty cooler tonight. Temperatures and humidity's been doing real well. It's about as low as it's gotten. 59 is as low as I've gotten in the room at 61 now. But I've got the fans and stuff off right now, so that'll change here in a minute as soon as I turn everything back on. There's no lights on at all except for just a single bulb over here in the corner, and that's all. I need to get a blind for the window. The blind that was up there was covered in welding dust. This was a welding room that was used for welding. That's where the exhaust fans and stuff came from, but it was covered in that welding dust, and I didn't want to handle it or even try to clean it, so it was tossed. So I've got another blind ordered, and as soon as it arrives, I'll put it up there, and that'll help with the glare. May actually help illuminate the room a little bit better, but they're getting lots of natural light, but I have the big lights above that are just turned off at the moment, so I can turn the fans off as well. I've got a big T5 fixture I'm going to hang above here to give supplemental light. That'll help also, so I can turn everything off and still have it bright enough in here to use a camera. And getting a different camera will help too. Everything's doing pretty good. Slowly getting things shook out. Haven't noticed anything major happening. Lots of room. I have lots of space. I like the fact that everything is kind of spread out. They have more room than they had in the shade house. That's for sure. That's for sure. I think everybody's going to get more light now, and I've got plenty of space and plenty of room to get more light or less light, etc., etc. This corner over here gets a little bit less light, except for high up, it gets a lot of light right through the window. You can see those fantas are up there in the light. They're getting the sun coming through. The Hoya's up there too. That's a little piece of Hoya I strapped onto that piece of driftwood. And all the little feeder legs that come off those, like Ivy has, have attached onto that wood real fast. It's only been on there a couple of weeks, and I keep misting it, but I'm amazed. It's not any dirt or anything, it's just strapped on there, but it's grabbed hold of that wood real fast, and it's gotten perky and has little tips coming out, I've noticed. Little tiny tips growth coming out. So I'll keep an eye on that and see what happens. That was an idea. Somebody said strap a piece of Hoya to the wood and see what happens. But Sherry baby, nice spike. Pitcher plant needs repotting. Again, everybody seems to be doing okay. If I turn that small humidifier on in here, this room jumps up and stays around 75–80% humidity, just beautiful. And with the fan running in here, I check the temperature in different spots, moving the thermostat or moving that little gauge around, and it stays pretty consistent all the way around in the room. It's usually a fan running in here. It's off at the moment because I'm standing in here talking. But everybody seems to be doing okay. And like I said, I've got plenty of room. I may be on the lookout for a few rescues to mount. I wouldn't mind finding some Insidiums. They usually pop up this time of year. These rescue Insidiums, spiders and stuff like that. Wouldn't mind finding some of those and mounting them. Everything I have like that is in a pot. Wouldn't mind trying some mounted. I've got a couple of really big pieces of driftwood. One is a big log that has legs off of it that actually hold it up off the ground about 8 inches. Might be a good item to get some moss growing and cover it in bag babies or something. I don't know. And I do like Phalaenopsis. I wouldn't mind adding some species phals, a few things like that. So I don't know. And they don't have to be species. Bloom is a bloom. They all seem to be doing pretty good. I've got to get into a water routine, and the ones that are growing and the ones that are blooming and ones that are trying to spike, you're going to have to get some nutrition. I've got some with new growth, so I know I have to get some nutrition, but less light, less day length. I'm trying to research. I'm trying to mimic and follow what other growers on YouTube are doing, listen to their advice. I think that's real important. I'm encouraged by the growth on some of these. All my plants are young, really young. What a few buds and spikes I've got, I'm surprised at. They're all rescues and stuff like that too, so I don't know. But there are a bunch of spikes coming still, so I don't know. Everybody seems to be happy. I'm still going to be shaking stuff out, I'm sure, for a while. I'm trying to figure out what works best. Watching everybody, whether they're getting too much light or not enough light, or I need to adjust lights or turn lights down. I don't have lights up very high right now. This one I've been giving less light to, and it's actually getting a little bit more green on it. I'm encouraged by that too. I think it's been getting too much light. Sorry about the sudden moves, but the phals are hanging in there. This one is fighting me on the roots. I think it's the wood is actually pulling a lot of the moisture out, but when it seems to be hydrating, it seems to be happy. The little one back there, the scented one, is actually doing the best. Seems to be very, very happy. This one here is thirsty, is not wilting or anything, and the roots seem to be moving. They're not growing. I don't see tips coming out yet, but they're moving, and they seem to be forming around to the inside of the hole, which is encouraging. A few little die-offs here and there on roots here and there, which I expect, of course. But for the most part, they seem to be hanging in there. The blooms are hanging in there, so just keep an eye on everything. A few repots in order. Pitcher plant needs to be repotted, and it has a new baby on the backside, which I didn't know it had until I pulled it out from underneath the bushes it was growing under. The pitchers I cut off were full of honeybees, so it's been feeding heavily on honeybees, I noticed. Lots of spikes, but lots of room. I'm very happy with lots of room. I've got some extra boot trays. I'm trying not to move everybody fast. These Rexes here are sitting on the boot tray. That's just a mat, but I've got some of these boot trays that'll come. They'll line underneath the shelves and catch all the drips and stuff. So as I water and fertilize, and I've got a couple of big trays also that I may use and just keep on the floor that I may just water from on the floor, or I may use I have a rolling cart I may use, or something like that I can roll into here. So I don't have to stoop over, so I can just take plants and water like that. Might be the easiest way. I don't know. It's all new to me. I got to kind of develop my own little system. And I got to get that blind replaced. The one that was up there was, like I said, was covered in welding dust. Didn't want anything to do with it. But just another quick beat. Thanks for all the comments. Thanks for watching. Enjoy your plants. Get out there and enjoy them. And have a great day.